Angelina. I'm sorry for getting back to you sort of late on this one. I've been thinking about how I will do this. So I'm sending you a separate the raindrops regarding the raindrops. I think I have a separate Google Doc which I'll be forwarding to you to your mom's phone, and that'll accompany this video to make things a little bit more clear, like where you'll have some of the specific things that you have to just go back and check the notes on your music, and other places just in terms of expression what you might want to do. So let's just I think there were a few places where you just wanted to review how to play accurately. This one is on first is the page 1. Measure 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Measure 9. It's the first page, second system, the very last measure. It's the part where that part. I think there on the right hand you have been having a tendency to add an E flat after that. So I've been hearing the E flat in the right hand, so that there you don't want to put the E flat because that's the melody line. So you check on that. And actually, I was just watching a YouTube video of one of my kind of favorite young pianists that I to watch on YouTube. Her name is Tiffany Poon, Poon, and she actually started doing this a lot of vlogs, I guess, video blogs, and she shows you how she practices playing her music, and she when she's touring Europe, she'll be like recording her surroundings, and just gives you a kind of a fun insight into the life of a traveling pianist. She has so when I was watching hers, because that was one of the few videos that you can actually see the person playing, and I noticed that she was able to play this without rolling the chord. So I have to roll it because it's from D flat to the F. I cannot reach. Most people can't, and I know she can't reach either because she's an Asian girl. Her hands are not massive. And I was thinking, oh, she probably took the F, the top F with a right hand octave. So by doing the F, catching that, prevents you from having to roll that chord, because often rolled chords are not easy to handle. It breaks the rhythm at that point, and it's sort of hard to recover from the breaking of the rhythm. I personally do not like the rolled chords too much at all, but there are some pianists who are especially good at rolling the chord and having and incorporating that into the music, like some of the smaller handed female pianists such as Alicia de la Rocha. She's a Spanish pianist, legendary. She's already passed away, but her recordings are marvelous, and anything that she plays by Granados and Albanese is just incredible. So if you ever have a chance to watch, to come across a recording, do listen. So this one, you can have that as an option. So I'm just playing the that F, I'm playing with the right hand. So that's one place. And the other one, so that's just to prevent you from playing the E flat after you go, after the F, you go to the G flat. Okay, so moving on to the next part, which was measure 15, page 1, system 4, the very first measure. Is that repeating part, one is without the dotted rhythm. Earlier with the you had that this one. You have that dotted rhythm there. This one at measure 15 does not have the dotted rhythm. It goes. And next one has a dotted. So it's one of those, finicky places where you have the dotted rhythm before and after, just not on that one. Okay, so that's the first page. There was nothing on the second page that you need to fix. Everything sounds good. Yeah, good job on getting the faster tempo throughout the middle section. And I think the next one was page 3, system 3. The very last measure, the measure number will be 59. And it's so the left hand is that tricky part where you have the sforzando and you have the pedal that's sustaining it, and you have a left hand half note. And I've listened to a few recordings, and one thing I noticed especially with Arthur Rubinstein, is that he see how the pedal is sustained for the whole entire measure on that. He did half a pedal up to to quickly get the volume down. It's not a real sforzando. You can't do like a sudden burst of energy and then silence after that. It's not possible to do that in this case. He didn't do that. And then, as you know, there's no diminuendo there either. There's a piano after that. And the dynamic sign before that is a fortissimo. So that is, again, one of those tricky parts. But either way, you don't want the left hand to be, to sound like a quarter note. That is one definite thing, that you have to have a half note there. So. So I managed to get the volume down quickly, because if you don't do something about the pedal, it sustains a very large volume for too long. So I thought that half a pedal up just to just popping on the brakes if you're driving a car is sort of that's the idea. So try that. Try lifting the pedal up a little bit, just so that it doesn't quite kill the sustaining power, but that will help you bring down the volume. So that is the measure 59. Now the next one was well, actually I'll get back on that. The whole section, the transition part. It's all really rich. It's really how do you say, rich on the right hand chords, and you do have to hold on to a lot of notes all at the same time. So I think that's one area where you can just work on those 4 systems, starting from page 3, system 4, system 5, and then page 4, system 1, and system 2. Pull out those four systems and work on them by itself until you get really comfortable holding on to those many notes of the right hand. So I was, many years ago when I had a lesson on Beethoven sonatas, that was one of the challenges of playing the Beethoven well, that you want a thick texture, and you can't quite say which note is more important than the other. You first and foremost, you want to hear all of them well. So the left hand is not so hard. So you could really just work on the right hand and just to make sure that you have all those chords. That you're holding them nice and firm. I think the very last system, the page 4, the second system, is where it gets a little bit harder, I think, because it's a bigger reach. So that's a 10th. And playing on the black key is a full reach. So if you couldn't quite grab all of them, you can let go of the thumb. In this case, the treble note. That A sharp is G, G, A sharp. That is sort of like leads into the next section, so that A sharp really needs to be brought out in this case. And there's also a hairpin that's going to help you, emphasize that A sharp. And then that brings you back. See, the A sharp is the same thing as the B flat. Before that, it was B natural. There was a lot of B natural throughout. Da 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 da. Yeah, I think I think there was probably not as many A sharps running throughout. So, bring out the A sharp, and the very last section where the beginning, the first theme comes back. That's a little bit tricky. Maybe I'll follow up on a different video because this is going to be just too long. So yeah, work on that for now, and I will and I'm not 100% certain on what I want to say about the very last section. So first and foremost, yeah, I will end it right here, and I'll follow up.